Marketing always matters and we do it well. And everything is guaranteed, service over sales. Keep 100+ clients always satisfied. So call me Neo, what you need just to strategize. One eye on the market here to make you profit.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Real Estate Statistics. This is going to be from March 2023. As we head into Q2, we've been expecting things to turn around heading into the spring. That's kind of been the message over the last few videos. You know, the real estate market, home values have been declining. Seller activity's definitely been declining. Inventory is down. And we've been hoping and praying and anticipating that things start to turn around in the spring. So let's take a look at March. This is technically the last month of winter, the beginning of spring. And let's see where the trends are going from here. Average home sale price in Tulare County jumped back up to $347,797. That's still down 7.9% year over year, but you can see it's a nice rebound from what we saw, over the last 5 or 6 months. Heading into the spring, the summer, and even the fall, we tend to see busier months, and so hopefully this is a sign of things rebounding in the real estate market. If you look at the last 3 years, obviously we're down, as we mentioned, year over year, but if you bought your home 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you still got a lot of equity in your house, and there is nothing for you to be concerned about. Price per square foot in Tulare County jumped back up as well to $214 per square foot. It was down to $206 per square foot last month, and it had been kind of bobbing around, but steadily declining over the last few months. So it's nice to see this rebound as well. New listings is down again. One of the most positive numbers that we saw the last couple of months was this rebound in new listings. And we saw it take a dip again right now and this heading into spring, when it really should be, seller activity should be picking up. So things should be getting better. And instead we're seeing this pullback. So really, to me, this is the most concerning number that we've got this month. 244 new listings last month. And as we're gonna see, buyer activity's there. We just don't have the sellers at the table right now to support them. Comparing over the last 3 years, we're down to 244 in March of this year, down from 451, 416, and 426 the last few years. Again, those were high activity years, high buyer activity, high seller activity. But I mean, we're cut in half, so we're gutted, and inventory is still declining, as we'll see soon. The number of homes for sale, as we mentioned, down to 372 in Tulare County. That's so low. Again, we saw huge dips during COVID because buyer activity was ridiculous. The Fed gave people a big influx of money that gave people down payments. They were able to get into their homes, and so there's a lot of buyer activity in here. But we're just as low as we've been. It looks like it's actually an all-time low, even lower than the COVID years. And it's a concern. I guess the good news is the buyer activity isn't the same as it was those years. And so, maybe the impact won't be the same. But no matter what mortgage rates do, if we don't have the inventory to support all the buyers in the market, home prices can only go up. The number of pending sales, as we mentioned, has been rebounding. Buyer activity is good right now. People have adjusted to the mortgage rates. They're getting their tax returns, and they're ready to get back in the market. So we've seen the number of pending sales rebound. Again, still lower than we typically see over the last 3 years, but rebounding over the last 3 or 4 months. And closed sales also starting to rebound. This kind of lagged behind. We saw pending sales, these months here, pending sales was increasing and closed sales was still low. But pending sales tends to, lead into closed sales. So it was expected there'd be a little bit of a delay. The number of days on market, we dipped down to 21. So we were getting up around 30 in here, and we've dipped down again. And, we've talked about it a few times already. We don't have the inventory to support the number of buyers in the market right now. So homes are selling quicker. Last but not least, months of inventory. We're down to 1.5 months of inventory. That's the lowest we've been in the last year. And, obviously we were super low, during the COVID time when there was so much buyer activity, as we mentioned, but we're getting dangerously close again. So typically 5-6 months is considered the average market. More than 5 or 6 months of inventory, and it's considered a buyer's market. Less is typically a seller's market. So just based on this sole criteria here, months of inventory, it's an extreme seller's market. So this is what's keeping your home prices propped up, even with mortgage rates rising. So to summarize, average home prices have been declining steadily throughout 2023, but as we've expected, they've rebounded significantly in March as we head into spring. So spring is here and activity is increasing, and fingers crossed that we see that trend continue. Price per square foot also rebounded to $214 per square foot, up from $206. Again, this is an excellent sign that the real estate market has turned a corner. New listings started rebounding in January and continued into February, but fell off again in March. So seller activity should be ramping up right now as we head into spring, so this is a huge concern in my opinion. Pending sales are still increasing and closed sales jump back up this month, suggesting that home buyers have adjusted to increased mortgage rates. This is something that typically happens. We expected it. And with the influx of cash with tax returns and things like that, the buyers are getting back into the market. Homes for sale are still declining all the way down to 1.5 months of inventory. As I mentioned, this is the biggest concern in the real estate market right now, in my opinion. We need the inventory to support the buyers that we have. So a year ago, buyers were paying tens of thousands of dollars above asking price. They were paying for their own closing costs and repairs a lot of the time. And sometimes they were even paying thousands of dollars more to cover a short appraisal. And they were doing all that just to have a chance at buying the home that they want. But today, buyers can negotiate a better price. They can get seller assistance with closing costs. They can stop writing appraisal gaps. And that's because there isn't the same amount of competition on the homes that they want. Unfortunately, with inventory the way it is, it's kind of getting back to where there is a lot of competition and we're seeing multiple offers again. So sellers, let's get in the game, guys. Sellers, this is where we are. So prices have held up considering what the Feds have done with interest rates in 2022, and we're starting to see home values start to increase again as we enter Q2 of 2023. Tulare County is a highly desired market, and it's special in the way that as some of these metro markets like San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, the home prices just blow up and people can't afford to live there anymore. A lot of them move here into the valley, and they're able to commute to those locations a lot of the time. But our market tends to be more protected. If you purchased at least a year ago, you should still have strong equity in your home. This reduces the risk of a major wave of foreclosures causing a crash in home prices. A lot of people are expecting a repeat of 2008, but fortunately the numbers just don't support that. Now that said, the Fed is still committed to stamping out inflation, and they've pretty much been raising rates every meeting. And so far the positive impact has been minimal, if anything. So, I think the question marks are still there as far as where we're going. In fact, many experts believe the actual recession is coming in Q3 of 2023. So we'll see. But as a seller, this means it might be time for you to make a move. If you plan to sell your home in the next 2 years or so, this might be the best time for you to do it. Inventory is super low, new inventory is low, home prices are rebounding, and you can make a nice stack of profit right now before things potentially get worse. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and again, we'll see you next month when we take a look at April's data. Fingers crossed we get some more inventory. Sellers, get in the game, guys. We need you.
Having a little trouble, ask David Haun. When they never get it done, ask David Haun. They gon' wanna give a hand, ask David Haun. Need someone to set the day, ask David Haun. David Haun. David Haun. When they all falling short, pass me the baton.